So I noticed that as I'm wrapping up my old YouTube channel that I had to think about what I learned from it, from having a YouTube channel for 15 years, and what is it that I actually want to focus on. And that is I want to do a television project for YouTube and maybe other places too. So since it's maybe also for other places, I just want to make sure that I can copyright it myself later, and it's not going to end up. I'm not going to have any issues with other people's copyrights as far as music that I'm using. So I want to actually play the music myself in the background, and I'm getting to the point now where I can. Um, I know which songs to play, and I know how to do multi-track recording, so I can at least, I think, do like a guitar, bass, and drum trio soundtrack that's maybe kind of jazzy, like Peanuts or Pink Panther or something like that. That's the kind of background music I like. So I've been working on music on this channel. This is my old channel still, but I want to actually incorporate the music lessons that I've learned into the new channel. But I want to do the new channel. I've already done a couple segments for this one, but about power shopping, which is a real thing, it turns out. I just kind of thought, like, what is it that I'm doing ever since I was working for Shipped, and I was professionally shopping for people using this app, Shipped, a couple of years ago. Um, I had to shop for people very, very fast and then deliver, things to their house, sometimes a long way, and it was really intense. And they would sometimes send me to Home Depot to pick something up for someone. And then I'd go deliver it to their farm where there'd be like five attack dogs, right on the other side of the fence. Um, and then I'd go and go to Target, I don't know, several times a day and shop for things where you sometimes have to contact the person and tell them, can I substitute this or that? And it's very intense, very physical, like physical activity. You have to lift things very much like a sport, and actually taking the place of a sport, because if you're doing power shopping all day, you're not going to have any extra energy left to go for a jog after that. You basically getting all your physical exercise you need, more so even maybe than you even want, by doing power shopping. So power shopping, according to this AI overview, which I just looked up here and found out it is actually a thing that exists. I thought that I was naming it perhaps, but I am naming it and clarifying it. It's like shopping, but really intense shopping, and also being very, very hyper knowledgeable about all the things that you're shopping for, so that you get the absolute lowest price on everything. And I think that it's I want to say from the very beginning that it's not a substitute necessarily for the normal shopping that people do, where they maybe go to a plaza and they go to a couple stores and they're hanging out with their friends or their family or something, and it's a social activity. Some people are you know cruising for a boyfriend or a girlfriend too at the shopping mart. People that shop later in the day, but the power shopping that I'm talking about is basically the way that I learned how to shop when I was a professional shopper working for Shipped, SHIPT. a couple of years ago, I worked for them for about a year, making these deliveries and all that. So I started shopping in this really intense way then, and realized that the way that I had been getting exercise before, which was when I worked as a driver, before I worked for Ship, I worked for Lyft and also Uber. So when I was a driver, I used to stop places on my way back from driving someone somewhere and go hiking around some historical place, and then take pictures and shoot video for which I would put on YouTube and also post to Facebook. But I wasn't doing that. I didn't have any budget for that. I was just doing that because my job would take me places far away, and that would just be something that I wanted to do, because otherwise I wouldn't be getting any exercise, and just be sitting in the car all day long. So even though I knew that I wasn't getting paid to film and do photography, I was still getting paid to drive people places. So you might as well make some art while you're out on the road. But I'm not drawn to that anymore, because I believe that power shopping is more important, because you can everybody has to shop, and everybody goes and they buy their groceries every week or every couple of weeks, and there's a huge amount of science behind getting the most for your money. And it's not, like I say, a substitute for the kind of shopping you do with your family and friends, but it's something that you can do as an individual. Not Doesn't have to be full time. It might be something you only do one day a month, or even one day every 2 months, where you just have this hyper organized plan, and you go to a whole bunch of stores in one day, and you're only buying things that are marked down like the most at each given store, and you have to have the discipline to not buy things that are not that sort of thing. And so if the owner of the store sees you, it seems like it'd be one of those things where it's like someone who's going to casinos and they catch them counting cards, because basically you're shopping in such a way that most store owners don't really prefer, as far as they prefer to have customers who don't care about spending a little extra money or something like that. But in a sense, like everybody in these times, because gas used to be less expensive than it is now, so you have to be efficient with your gas use, or unless you're so rich that you don't care. But most people care. Most people have to decide between spending money on gas and having more money to spend on groceries or other things that they're buying. So, yeah, that's what I know. I mean, the past few years, ever since I was introduced to the concept a long time ago, because I used to travel a lot as like when I was in my 20s and 30s, I took a lot of trips. Took trips around the world. I visited a bunch of countries, and I used to, buy souvenirs and ship them home in various places that I would visit. And in the midst of that, I would also be taking, regular tourist photos of places, buying trinkets. And then I was introduced to the concept of shipping everything back, so you don't have to carry it all back in your luggage. So if you're doing that, there may be some things in some place in the world that you're visiting where you can't get those things very easily where you normally live, and there are some things that are even worth money for resale. And I have known people who were buying things just so that they could sell them, like at a flea market in a different place. You can buy things if you're a frequent flyer. You can go and buy things in one part of the world and sell them in another part of the world, and it's kind of the vagabond's dream, but not necessarily a dream. It ends up being physically demanding work, but still, if you get good at it, which I feel like I'm starting to get pretty good at it, it's very empowering, and you're not really doing anything to bother anyone. You just go shopping at times that are the best times to go shopping. You're basically just assessing information like I've done, but I'm at the point where I can show people basically in a in a way where I don't really have to say a lot of words to explain what I'm doing, because it's kind of apparent visually from what I'm doing that I'm power shopping, and people can see what it means the way that I do it. But it's something that everyone does to one degree or another. They're maybe just not. You don't find a lot of books about it, because I think that retailers probably wouldn't want those books to be published, and I'm presenting it more like the byproduct of it is very colorful and artful. And so as a person who works with 4K video, I'm interested in doing making videos that have a lot of pretty colors in them, and then doing the soundtrack myself. So that's the end product that I'm producing when I'm talking about it. I don't really necessarily have to even talk about it. I can do videos about power shopping that are mostly just an instrumental music video, like relaxation, just so that people understand visually what I'm saying, because I spent years during the past 15 years where most of the time the videos that I made for this YouTube channel didn't have any narration at all. I was just doing hiking videos and music videos with no narration, and so that's what I'm used to. But I think that people will be able to see what my methods are. It's basically the methods that anyone has when they're shopping, but are not totally precisely clear. I think the way that I can make them to describe exactly what power shopping is. It's something that I know for sure I've been doing most of my life, and especially when I was traveling around the world, and pretty much since since I moved to Los Angeles no, before that, yeah, anytime I was living in an urban place, I've done power shopping. So I'm just here to describe it now. And so since I'm wrapping up my old YouTube channel, I'm just describing now what the new YouTube channel is going to be about: power shopping. And it really makes for almost like an action movie, because you do a lot of fast walking and all that, and you have to make sure that people don't see you filming. But I mean, I don't really film in places where I'm going to get in trouble for presenting the film later. I'm pretty handy with knowing when it's okay to film and when it's not okay to film. A lot of people just film anywhere, and I see on the internet now people filming just any. Here's a film I made, and it's got 200 people in it, and 10 of them are telling me not to film them. So I don't film in situations like that, but I think that I can get along mostly doing instrumental music, showing the videos that I can get when I'm out in those situations. and turning that into some form of entertainment. So that is my plan, at least right now, for the new YouTube channel that I'm about to make as soon as I set it up. In the meantime, if I'm going to post anything around this topic, I'll just post it on this old YouTube channel.